What's up, YouTube? It's Wi-Fi Memory here today, bringing you guys some more VGC 2021 Series 10 action. Today I am bringing you a rental code of this Groudon Maractus team that was being featured on Cybertron's channel. I will leave his videos in the description down below for sure. And so we'll get into it. Looking at this team, I really wanted to try this team out because of Maractus. Maractus with that Weather Ball and with Life Orb is able to one-shot Zacian, and I was like really surprised when I seen that when he was featuring this team, and I was thinking, yeah, I just had to feature this team at that point. Just that alone made me really want to just feature it. So here I am. I'm going to be featuring this team that's also rocking out with Indeedee, Groudon, P2, Snackataka, and Arcanine. All these do just basically their specific things. I don't really have to just explain too much about this team because you know exactly what everyone does. Right here's the rental code, but let's get into some battles because this team is really fun. Alright, so first opponent has been found, and looky there, they're rocking it with a Zacian, so hopefully we'll be able to show off Maractus being able just to... My apologies. Hopefully we'll be able to show off Zacian being able to just faint to a Maractus Weather Ball. We'll find out. But anyway, we'll call him back later. Let's try and lead Maractus Groudon. I have no problem with that. And then in the back, we could go... I like Arcanine. And then they do have a potential fake out. So thinking about going into Indeedee, they do have the potential fake out with Mr. Mime. P2 is still pretty good too though. And then Snackataka. Let's go P2. Snackataka is decent, but let's go P2. I think P2 overall is a better, stronger play, so it'll work out. Alright, let's see what Reed has brought in for store for us for this game 1. Mr. Mime and Mimikyu. Okay, very, very interesting. Maractus and Groudon. Let's see, we definitely need to try and break the Mimikyu for sure. And I'm honestly okay with a Grass Knot plus... Why not go ahead and set up a substitute? If you can't break my substitute this turn, then we're in a great spot. So let's see what let's see if we can do this. Fake out. I mean, okay, that's fine. We'll still break your disguise on that Mimikyu. And then as long as Mimikyu doesn't one-shot Groudon here, I think we're in a good spot. I mean, you might try and one-shot... Oh, you're going to just go for Sword Stance. That's fine too, because we're going to be able to outspeed. We can try and go for a Weather Ball. We can go Weather Ball plus Heat Crash and really just destroy that Mimikyu before it can even do anything. Mr. Mime's going for Wide Guard. We went for this attack just to kind of avoid the Wide Guard. And we should be able to pick up the Mimikyu here. I don't see Mimikyu living. Yeah, especially when I do that much damage. Okay, with the berry, but we're a Groudon, right? Groudon's too powerful, especially in the sun. Yeah, Mimikyu's out. I think our opponent was a little greedy with the Sword Stance, but you know, I mean, I don't know if they would have had a Wood Hammer, but Groudon can live a Grassy Glide from a Rillaboom in grassy terrain, so I felt pretty safe. Alright, so I don't have no problem going for Grass Knot here on that. Primarina, and let's pop a substitute. I mean, let's see what happens. We'll definitely pop that substitute though. Primarina may think that it can survive a Grass Knot too. I don't know. I don't even know if it does, but it should do quite a bit of damage. So let's just see. Maractus putting in some work, and it does survive. Half damage though, half HP. And we get a Groudon substitute off. Let's see what he does. Energy Ball into Groudon substitute. Okay. I mean, that's still pretty decent scouting, right? There's one more Maractus attack, and we should be able to knock out that Primarina. So we'll definitely do that again. And then I'm just going to go for a Heat Crash into that Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime has not been able to do anything in this game just because he's afraid of the Pressmas Blades. Look at that Aqua Jet too, by the way. That did absolutely no damage. And we're able to knock out the Primarina pretty easily. Maractus is putting in a lot of work in this game. Hey, you gotta give Maractus credit where Maractus gets credit. I like this Maractus team because this really just highlights Maractus and how well it could be. Alright, there's the Deaglene. Maractus still takes it. Maractus isn't too shy on taking attacks, especially if it's from the support Pokemon. Now, when it comes down to the sweepers, Maractus really doesn't like it. How many more turns of Sun do we have? Because I can definitely see a Protect coming, right? We have one more turn. I still think... who do we have in the back? Because Arcanine and P2. Okay. Let's play it safe right now and go Grass Knot into Mr. Mime. And go into Arcanine to get the Intimidate onto the Zacian. I'm predicting the Zacian to want to go for Protect. That's why, because there's only one more turn of Sun, and he knows Maractus can outspeed. So if I can get that one, yeah, there's the Protect. So we should, unless Mr. Mime goes for a Protect as well, which it doesn't. Perfect. Now I do want to see, I want to let you guys see this. Weather Ball into Zacian. We're going to bring Groudon back out. Hopefully our opponent does not run. We should be able to one-shot this Zacian here. And it's so crazy. Let's go back into Groudon. I hope our opponent doesn't run. Just realizing that Maractus is about to destroy his whole team. Hopefully our opponent thinks there's a little bit of slimmer of hope. Okay, good, good. Our opponent, maybe he just wants to see it for himself. Maybe he's heard about this Maractus being able to one-shot Zacian, so maybe he's just like, no, there's no way. So, you know, someone's pranking me or something. No, buddy, it's not a prank. Here it is. He lives on 1 HP. That can happen. I think it's like a 98 to like over 100%. You know, so it can happen. But you see how much damage that we did do? That's crazy. And I mean, you're able to come in with Arcanine. He can't touch Arcanine because we have a Rocky helmet. He doesn't know that though, but he can't touch Arcanine. I mean, I'm just gonna go for a Flamethrower and Heat Crash. There's no reason not to, but if he goes right into Arcanine, he's just gonna faint to the Rocky helmet, and it's kind of funny. Let's see, Behemoth Blade. You're probably going into Groudon if you're using that, but it's fine. We got Flamethrower. Groudon takes it though. You see how bulky Groudon is. Groudon can be really, really good. Anyway, game 1 is in the books. Let's jump over to game number 2. Alright, second opponent of the day is rocking out with a Mewtwo team. Okay. With Lecky, Indeedee, Urshifu, Durarudon, Grimmsnarl, and obviously Mewtwo. Very interesting. I think Mewtwo is definitely underrated. I think it can be halfway decent. At the same point, I've tried using Mewtwo, I think, in Series 8, and it was very underwhelming. I think you have to find the right player that understands Mewtwo and he'll get a lot of wins with Mewtwo. But I don't know. Maybe this guy's the guy. You know, we'll find out. But hey, with this team preview, I'm not afraid of Maractus Groudon. One thing I didn't pinpoint about this Groudon, which probably will not be coming into this gameplay, but Insins will not like this Groudon due to our White Herb. I'm just putting that out there. Like I said, it probably won't be happening in this game because there's no Insin. But just putting it out there, just to put it out there. Maractus Groudon. I think that hits everybody. So hits everyone really hard. And then in the back, Arcanine's nice just to have, especially if that's. And then we're running out of time. Let's go ahead, go P2, and let's go. I didn't realize we were running that low on time. We got Rocky Hammered on Arcanine, so if that Urshifu is water and he goes for Surging Strikes, he's just going to be doing a lot of damage to himself. P2's nice just because it's P2 and we were running out of time and I didn't have time to think over P2 or Stack Attacko. But yeah, Indeedee Grimmsnarl. Okay. Like I said, Groudon hits everything hard, and then you just throw that with Maractus. Maractus will be able to just kind of help in this scenario. But with Mewtwo, I think you have to have screens, right? You got to have the screens. And then having Indeedee with the Expanding Force, with Mewtwo having Expanding Force can be very helpful as well. Alright, so we want to just Throat Chop. And I have no problem with Press Miss Blades. If we do miss one of them, it's not the end of the world here. I mean, yeah, we know that's coming. Reflect. You go for that all day. Throat Chop will come out. Does decent damage. That's actually a pretty good chip, you know what I'm saying? And that's after setting up a Reflect. We do miss the Grimmsnarl, but we do get Press Miss Blades off. Unfortunate, it doesn't KO the Indeedee. So let's see what the Indeedee is wanting to do here. I'm expecting a Mystical Fire. Okay. Trying to take out our Maractus. They failed to take out Maractus, but Maractus is suffering quite a bit. Eating another Throat Chop, though, will be nice. And I think a Substitute. Try and get rid of Indeedee. Light Screen's fine. Yeah, we'll try and get rid of the Indeedee at least with Maractus. We don't quite get the KO, but you can't tell me Maractus didn't do some good work. You know what I'm saying? We'll get the Substitute up. We'll see if we can hold on to it. Expanding Force. I don't know if we'll hold on to that Substitute. No, we don't. But that's fine. Much rather let the Substitute take damage versus Groudon. Let's go into Arcanine. And we can easily throw a Snarl at that Indeedee. It probably won't KO it. I'll throw Press Miss Blades out there too. That should KO it. Actually, let's Will-O-Wisp the Grimmsnarl. Press Miss Blades. As long as it connects on the Indeedee, it'll go down. Thunder Wave. We got Psychic Terrain up, my man. You can't do that. I guess he forgot all about his own Psychic Terrain. Or he just didn't realize the interaction. But, alright. Indeedee goes down. Grimmsnarl is now burned. That was a good turn for us. That was a very good turn. Alright, I'm thinking Heat Crash onto the Grimmsnarl too wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Let's see who you're bringing in. Mewtwo. Getting rid of Mewtwo too would be very helpful. I am afraid of the Expanding Force. We can Snarl. I have no problem going for a Snarl. And then just going for P-Blades, or do we need to try and go for a Heat Crash? I think we'll go for P-Blades. Let's see what our opponent got. So they may have a Grass Knot, but he didn't go for it. Okay, so wow. Arcanine and Groudon both faint to an Mewtwo Expanding Force. I was about to say that had to be specs, but no, that was just a Life Orb. Wow. Wow, okay. Hey, here's the Mewtwo Master. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we get a special attack boost at least. But I don't know if it even matters because we're going to Trick Room. Try and get at least Porygon to move first. But Expanding Force is going to hit like a truck. Yeah, that's hitting hard. That's hitting really hard actually. And then False Surrender is not very good either. Well, we take it. So we get Trick Room up. Don't know how well that will be for us. How many more turns of Psychic Terrain is there? It should be almost over, and I think that will... okay, there it goes. It's over. Alright, so we need to recover this turn. Mewtwo's damage is just went away, basically, because he was really relying on that Psychic Terrain. Unless they... okay, yeah. I was about to say, he doesn't have a type of Lele on this team. I don't think so. Unless he had a way to reset it, which he obviously doesn't right now. Or Spear. How much are we doing with this? This still might be enough. Yeah, that's way too much damage. Well, critical hit. It's hard to make that call. But I know with that Urshifu on the field too, the Surging Strikes plus or Spear, it's not looking good for P2. Because we can't do no damage or we're fainting next turn. You know, they're just going right into us. He's actually close combating us. Well, that was Urshifu. I was thinking Mewtwo there for a second. Good game to our opponent. We'll give you that one. Let's jump into game number 2. Or game number 3. My bad. Game number 3. We're going up against another Zacian team. P2, Ensign, Lecky, Rhyperior, and Snorlax. This looks like a team that I would put together, guys. I think he's had his rough matches and he's just like, heck, screw it. I'm just going to try whatever. And this is what his team looks like at the moment. Yeah, it looks like a team I would put together after a lot of rough games. Glad to know that I'm not the only one that does this, by the way. But Maractus, Groudon. In the back, the Rhyperior Snorlax can be a big issue, especially if he gets the Trick Room off. Indeedee's coming for sure, and I think you still bring Arcanine. I do think you still bring Arcanine basically for the Intimidate cycling. I mean, Arcanine's super nice too with that Rocky Helmet. It can chip the Zacian. Zacian's a big problem, and just being able to Intimidate cycle on it is nice. Our plan is to use Maractus to try and get the one-hit KO onto it. It's a row. It's like a 98 to like 108% chance to get the KO or something like that. So it's like 2% that we don't get the KO if we didn't have any chip damage on it whatsoever. If we just blow on that Zacian, just send some air at it, he'll faint due to a weather ball. So let's see. This is perfect though. Ensign thinks he's getting this Intimidate off. You're not getting this Intimidate off thanks to our White Herb on our Groudon. And this is pretty fun because, I mean, all of a sudden, he can't, I mean, it's a one-hit KO as long as we hit our Precipice Blades. Grass not really friends of Snorlax, but I think we're kind of forced to go into Indeedee to stop the fake out. And we'll go for a P-Blades. Snorlax is free to go for Belly Drum if he wants to. But, I mean, if you're going to go for Belly Drum, you're not setting up Trick Room. I mean, you don't have a Trick Room setter up on the field at the moment, so set up your Belly Drum. We're going to be outspeeding you next turn anyway, so feel free. Fake out into our Psychic Terrain, not going to happen. P-Blades, someone dodges. That sucks. We do hit Snorlax, Instant dodges, and he goes for Curse. This is going to be a Curselax? Ooh, okay. I mean, I get it. I understand it. But that's mainly the biggest reason why we brought Arcanine, right? So what we can do is go into Arcanine, Intimidate. So instead of him having that +1 on attack, he's going to be back to neutral. And then we can try and burn him. I mean, that's what we can do. And there's not much that he can do to stop it. And then all of a sudden your big sweeper is really not so much of a sweeper. It's just a guy sponging attacks at that point that can't do much in return. So that's where I'm hoping that we'll be by the next turn. Instant, like I said, he didn't want to take it. He didn't want to take Precipice Blades. He barely hangs on, thanks to him having some defensive EVs onto that Ensign. You know, good EV training. Barely hangs on though. Yeah, there's the Rocky Helmet, and he goes for another Curse. Fantastic. So right here, what I want to try and do is go ahead and do a Will-O-Wisp right into that Snorlax, just so say that we're shutting it down. And I think the Ensign's low enough that a Heat Crash will come out and actually pick up the KO here. So I'm going to go for a Heat Crash just because I want the Ensign off. If he decides to switch it out by any means, this is going to be doing a lot more damage to anything that he's wanting to switch in, because he's expecting Precipice Blades. I should have went for Precipice Blades, because Precipice Blades, I mean, this might be better because Rhyperior is probably trained to take a Precipice Blades, where a Heat Crash 1 doesn't activate a weakness policy. So we don't activate that weakness policy right off the bat. And now I can actually burn the Rhyperior as well, so that's not the end of the world. It's not that bad. Snorlax is bulking up though. I mean, Snorlax can still be kind of scary if we let him get too far up. I mean, but we do have to burn on him. Thinking Will-O-Wisp, and then the next turn we'll just go ahead and roar. Right? I mean, I have no problem with that. For Groudon, let's go for sub. Yeah, we can easily go for a sub here. Arcanine does connect its Will-O-Wisp, so fantastic there. Don't have to worry about Rhyperior Dynamaxing and still being able to one-shot our Arcanine. That won't happen now. So I think we're in a better spot. I think Arcanine's going to start seeing a lot more plays. Our opponent decides to set up Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks. Okay. Our opponents are definitely playing a little bit kind of just, I don't feel like he's fully aware of our full situation, of the full what's gonna go on, you know? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're playing up against a professional. We are a little bit, and we're in Master Ball, but we are a little bit struggling. So, and that's basically due to me just doing a lot of testing. So we're actually facing players that's like 9,000, which you still think is really strong. You know, 9,000 is not that weak, but they are making some questionable plays, I could say. But yeah, Instant goes down for sure. Arcanine will get this roar off, and it practically all this setup that the Snorlax has been doing is going to be negated, and our opponent's going to be probably really mad, because that means he's just going to have to do it all over again, basically. So let's see. Roar. Show me that Rhyperior, and now you have to bring Snorlax back out. It's like, hey buddy, what happened? You know, I mean, what happened? Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Though I do like this team. This team's definitely got some potential. I'll be playing with it again for tomorrow's video. So hopefully you guys can come by and check it out. I'm going to be using rental codes probably for I know at least this week and maybe next week as well, as I'm trying to team build for another team, and I really just want to see what restricted Pokemon's working out for me and everything. So I'm just gonna kind of lay back and kind of just relax a little bit, see what works, see what doesn't work, and learn from certain rental codes and stuff. And I want to share what I learned with you guys, you know, at the end of the day. So hope you guys do enjoy though these battles, or I'm using everybody's rental codes, trying stuff out as well. But I think it's a good learning, and then by next month when everything resets, I want to have a new team that's all me, you know, and have you guys help me team build it from scratch. But the starting spot was everything I came up with, everything I thought I would like. This battle is not over by any means. He's got Zacian. Zacian's still at full health. What's Will-O-Wisp it? And he still has to break my Groudon substitute, which he hasn't done yet either. So it may be closer to over than what it seems. But yeah. I mean, I just want to try some stuff out. I am struggling with the Calyrex Shadow team, and I just want to see what everyone else uses as well, you know. See if I'm using Calyrex Shadow maybe a little different, if I use him a little differently, will he play better? And then same with other Pokemon. I want to try Mewtwo out as well, because we just obviously lost Mewtwo pretty hard actually. Like, he hit like a truck, but I wasn't even expecting that, you know. So pretty fun stuff though. Like I said, we'll be using this team one more time at least. This team is really fun, and I mean, using Maractus, just overall will be a blast. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. This is Wi-Fi Merman signing out. Y'all have a good one. Peace.